Hello, welcome to Giants Tarot on the 11th and the 12th of November. And when I'm going to, all right, first up, I'm very late doing this. I'm one of those tarot readers now who's saying, oh, sorry, I'm late. But life really does zoom in, doesn't it? And it's sure zoomed in on the 11th of November for me. I just could not get through the successful writing and finalisation of the cartomancy. I've got something to read. It's not, it's what I wanted to say, but I wanted to put a whole lot more into it. Never mind, we'll just start. And Giants Tarot, as you know, just does readings for the various iconic images that we have all come to know are the signals or the signs for each day of the year. So the sun remains in Scorpio until November 22. We are currently in the second decanate, or the second 10-day period for the death period, which is the major arcana for the Scorpio time, major arcana card for the Scorpio time. And this second decanate is all about responsibility and recognition of duty. I'm just going to read to you a little bit more out of this amazingly beautiful book called Medicine Cards, which is 1988 by Jamie Sams and David Carson. If you have pulled this symbol, of course, the eagle's one of the emblems for Scorpio. If you have pulled this symbol, eagle is reminding you to take heart and gather your courage. For the universe is presenting you with an opportunity to soar above the mundane levels of your life. The power of recognizing this opportunity may come in the form of a spiritual test. In being astute, you may recognize the place within your soul, personality, emotions, or psyche that need bolstering or refinement. By looking at the overall tapestry, Eagle teaches you to broaden your sense of self beyond the horizon of what is presently visible. In learning to fiercely attack your personal fear of the unknown, the wings of your soul will be supported by the ever-present breezes, which are the breath of the Great Spirit. Feed your body, but more importantly, feed your soul within the realm of Mother Earth and Father Sky. The dance that leads to flight involves the conquering of fear and the willingness to join in the adventure that you are co-creating with the divine. If Eagle has majestically soared into your cards, you are being put on notice to reconnect with the element of air. Air is of the mental plane, and in this instance, it is of the higher mind. Wisdom comes in many strange and curious forms, and it is always related to the creative force of the Great Spirit. If you have been walking in the shadow of former realities, Eagle brings illumination. Eagle teaches you to look higher and to touch Grandfather Sun with your heart, to love the shadow as well as the light. See the beauty in both, and you will take flight like the eagle. Eagle medicine is the gift we give ourselves to remind us of the freedom of the skies. Eagle asks you to give yourself permission to legalize freedom and to follow the joy your heart desires. I've got a reading for you for Scorpio 11. A Scorpio of the second division is one of those rare individuals who seem to have complete freedom of choice in all of life's major decisions. Your astrological influences give you what might be called an open-ended horoscope. Your personality combines a strange package of qualities, and they free you to develop yourself in any number of diverse ways. You are extremely sentimental, imaginative, given to fantasies, and analytical. Fantasy can be a creative form of thinking. It can encourage us to strive for great things. I've got some cartomancy here. The birth emblem for November 11 is the Nine of Clubs. When you have a lot of knowledge and intuition, what do you do with it? You share it out most likely, and the best way to do this is with love. If there was any doubt, when the Nine of Clubs looks up to heaven for guidance and understanding, the Queen of Hearts is the immediate card above. If the commodity is knowledge and intuition, then 9 is a lot of it. Considering the mastery one could exert over the surrounding environment and persons in it, the Queen of Hearts is a welcome signal to do the dispensing deed with some mercy. It is always worth remembering that number 9 is not gifted in life with multiple opportunities, and yet every step along the path of the past brings the 9 to a current moment of clarity. Experience is indeed opportunity for the 9 of Clubs, which functions and acts with sureness. The guiding energy, the Queen of Hearts, is the perfect foil. The sure action from the 9 of Clubs can be dispensed onto the bedrock any kingdom. Of any kingdom, must be onto the bedrock of any kingdom. For indeed the experience from which such action is generated is an opportunity for all on the receiving end. A loving queen dispensing distilled 9 of Clubs energy is sharing success, as a queen should do. Success in sharing knowledge. The 9 of Clubs stands watching and waiting. What is next? What is needed? What does the brotherhood of love need? It may seem overly I do get a bit choked up sometimes, don't I? It may seem overly idealistic, but the 9 of Clubs is here to establish broad understanding in universal love, as all 9s are. They know that to dispense their gifts onto the greatest number of souls will bring the best upward lift for all. For any 9, there is much ground to cover, for it's not so much groups they deal with as the overall fabric of humanity. The 9 of Clubs knows that if you've got it, you should flaunt it. And without ego, they await their calling to seek and dispense knowledge with all the intuitive, with all the intuitive originality at their disposal. Having traversed the numbers 1 to 9, it's a heck of a lot at their disposal. Their art forms, healing modalities, commentaries and insight are so needed. And the 9 of Clubs, from its stronghold of past happenings, bestows medicine which evokes adventure and transcends the commonplace. If they can tweak the curiosity of the many, they see great possibilities for the masses. They may not make an announcement about it, but the positive implication is that serenity and success are ahead. The 9 of Clubs has reached the end of its journey, but is ready to begin the next one. Are you coming too? You know, when I was going to begin this channel a couple of years ago, I had this dream. And as I was waking up out of the dream, I was told these words. Oh, look, she's as high as a kite with a lump in her throat. As high as a kite with a lump in her throat. And sometimes, friends, that's just me. So, the Lenormand card, which also sports the Queen of Hearts, is number 17, the Stork, which speaks of change and relocation. The Stork card is about change. You might experience anything from a change of plans to a change of residence. Stagnation in your life. It should come to an end and things should begin to move forward. For career, changes in your career or job. It could be anything from a promotion to a new line of work. The Stork usually indicates health improvements and recovery. It may also point to something involving your legs. She's got legs. Some numerology for 11. When I think of 11, I see a tall tower type apparatus made of steel and alloy with various types of wheels able to be dropped to ground by gears, enabling navigation of any terrain. The less suitable wheels are raised by gears out of the way and can hang at the side like tyres on a tug or a grass skirt on a warrior dancer. 11 is bedecked with medals and ribbons. It has spotlights and loudspeakers. It is highly intuitive and announces whatever it needs to make known. It has a joke book in its pocket. It can play songs, make all sorts of noise, organise parties. It is difficult to push it over. It just rolls down the road, any road, with apparent confidence and good humour, though inside its workings it is highly strung. Good grief, what is it? It's 11, a giant on the landscape. You can't miss it. Goodness me. Armistice Day, folks, sorry. Eleven is an upgraded 2. It is highly empathic, vibrating at much higher vibration than 2. But it's also a master number and a prime number. It's pretty special. 11 gets many opportunities. Everyone expects a lot of 11. Sure, it has so many talents. And Granville Kleiser for November 11. Many persons give up just as victory is coming to them. Many a failure might have been translated into success, but had there been a little more staying power. Success is often just around the corner and therefore very near, though it can seem not to be. In the routine of daily life, difficulties must be met, obstacles surmounted, problems solved, and sometimes seeming defeat must be looked bravely in the face. But the man who is confident, heroic, determined, patient, and persevering will ultimately win. Hard work is the sovereign remedy for a weak will. Have a definite daily purpose. Plan with judgment and foresight. Think intelligently, work diligently, and be assured that something fine and great awaits you further on. The Theosophical Society says, nature is destitute of goodness or malice. She follows only immediate laws when she either gives life and joy or sends suffering and death and destroys what she has created. Nature has an antidote for every problem or poison, and her laws are reward for every suffering. The birthday book says this birth date is linked with applied art and handicrafts. In particular, it favours wood carving, pottery, and designing as applied to exterior and interior decoration. Those born on this day are able to assert themselves and to persuade others to fall in with their desires without seeming heavy-handed. A partner should be ready and willing to act as mouthpiece for one's opinions. I don't know whether I've got time to read this. I'll read it tomorrow because I'm putting the 11th and the 12th together. I'm doing 2. I'm not going to apologise. Love yous, I do.